20 years old today. Emily Carter sat alone in her small dorm room, staring at the single cupcake she'd bought herself from the campus bakery. No candles, no song, no family to celebrate with. She'd spent every birthday this way since she could remember. Alone. The knock on her door startled her. Emily opened it cautiously. The hallway was empty, but on the floor sat a brown cardboard box, unmarked except for her name written in careful black ink. Emily Carter. No return address. No delivery label. Her hands trembled as she carried it inside and set it on her desk. Something about this felt wrong, important, dangerous. She opened it slowly. Inside, 3 items. First, a photograph, old, faded, edges worn. A young woman with dark hair holding a baby. Next to her, a man with kind eyes. Behind them, a house, white with blue shutters. The baby wore a onesie with Emily embroidered on it. Emily's breath caught. She didn't recognize these people, but the baby was her. Second, a folded note. The handwriting matched the box. If you want to find the truth, start asking questions. 42 Riverside Drive, Millbrook. Your mother wanted you to know. They made you forget. Remember. Third, a small brass key. Emily stared at the items, her mind racing. Your mother. They made you forget. She had no memories before age 5. The social workers told her she'd been found wandering near a highway. No identification, no family. A Jane Doe child placed in foster care, then adopted the surname Carter from the group home. But this photograph said different. This said she had a mother, a father, a home. This said someone took that from her. Emily couldn't focus in class the next morning. Her Psychology 301 lecture blurred as she stared at the photograph hidden in her notebook. Miss Carter. She looked up. Dr. Nathan Cross stood at her desk, his dark eyes concerned. At 28, he was the youngest professor in the department. Brilliant, intense, and unsettlingly attractive. Yes? Emily's voice came out smaller than intended. You seem distracted. Is everything all right? I'm fine. Nathan's gaze lingered on her notebook, on the edge of the photograph peeking out. His expression shifted. Was that recognition? Concern? Fear? My office hours are this afternoon if you need to talk. He walked away before Emily could respond. After class, Emily debated. She barely knew Nathan beyond lectures, but he was a psychologist. Maybe he could help her understand what was happening. At 3 p.m., she knocked on his office door. Come in. Nathan's office was neat, organized, filled with books on memory and trauma. He gestured for Emily to sit. What's troubling you, Emily? She hesitated, then pulled out the photograph. I received this yesterday. I think it's my family, but I don't remember them. Nathan took the photo, and Emily watched his face carefully. His jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. His fingers gripped the edges too hard. Where did you get this? His voice was controlled. Too controlled. It was left at my door. By whom? I don't know. Nathan handed it back quickly. Emily, sometimes it's better not to dig into the past. Memories are buried for a reason. What if someone buried them on purpose? What do you mean? Emily told him about the note, the address, the key. Nathan stood abruptly. Emily, this could be dangerous. Someone playing a cruel joke. You should throw it away. You know something. Emily stood too, facing him. I saw your reaction. You recognized something in that photo. I don't know what you're talking about. You're lying. The air between them crackled with tension. Nathan's eyes held hers, conflicted, torn. Stay away from Riverside Drive. he finally said. Please. Then he turned away, dismissing her. Emily left his office more determined than ever. Nathan was hiding something, and she was going to find out what. Millbrook was a 2-hour bus ride from campus. Emily made the trip on Saturday morning, the brass key clutched in her pocket. 42 Riverside Drive sat at the end of a quiet street. The white house with blue shutters from the photograph. But now abandoned, windows broken, yard overgrown. Police tape still hung across the front door, faded and torn. Condemned. 15 years of neglect. Emily's chest tightened. She knew this place, not from the photograph, from somewhere deeper, from dreams she couldn't fully remember. She ducked under the tape and tried the front door. Locked, but the brass key fit perfectly. Inside, dust covered everything. Furniture remained, a couch, a dining table, children's toys scattered on the floor, like everyone just disappeared. Emily walked through the rooms in a daze. Each step triggered fragments, flashes of memory returning. A woman's voice. Emily, sweetheart, come here. This living room. She'd played here, building blocks. A stuffed rabbit. The kitchen. Her mother cooking. The smell of cookies. Upstairs. Her bedroom. Yellow walls. Star stickers on the ceiling. And then the master bedroom. Emily froze in the doorway. Blood. Everywhere. Staining the floor, the walls, the bed. Not fresh, ancient, but undeniable. Her vision blurred. Memories crashed over her like waves, screaming. Her mother screaming. Men in suits. Her father trying to protect them. Gunshots. Blood. So much blood. A man grabbing 5-year-old Emily. Give her the injection. She can't remember. Pain. Darkness. Forgetting. Emily collapsed to her knees, gasping. The memories were real. This happened. Her parents were murdered, and someone made her forget. Emily found the box hidden in the attic, behind a loose board, exactly where her fragmentary memories told her it would be. Inside, a flash drive. Audio recordings, documents, her mother's handwriting. Dr. Sarah Carter, research scientist, Cross Pharmaceuticals. Emily's hands shook as she read. Her mother had documented everything. Illegal human trials, experimental drugs designed to erase traumatic memories, participants who died or went insane, falsified data, covered up deaths, and the company owner, Richard Cross, Nathan's father. The audio recordings were damning. Sarah Carter confronting Richard Cross, threatening to go to the authorities. Richard's voice, cold and calculated. You'll regret this, Dr. Carter. Think of your daughter. 1 week later, Sarah and her husband were dead. Ruled a murder-suicide by a corrupt investigation. Emily, the only witness, was found, and her memory erased using Cross Pharmaceuticals' own experimental drug. And Nathan knew. He had to know. Emily's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. You've found the truth. Now they know you remember. Run. Footsteps on the stairs below. Heavy. Multiple people. Emily grabbed the evidence and ran to the window. She climbed onto the roof, sliding down to the backyard, and fled into the woods behind the house. Behind her, men's voices shouted. They were hunting her. Emily made it back to campus by nightfall, paranoid and exhausted. She couldn't go to her dorm. Couldn't trust the police. The original investigation was corrupted. Who else was on Cross Pharmaceuticals' payroll? She needed help. And there was only one person who might give it, Nathan. She found him in his office late that night, working. He looked up, startled. Emily, what? I know who your father is. Emily threw the flash drive on his desk. I know what he did. Nathan's face went pale. He closed the office door, locking it. How much do you know? Everything. My mother worked for Cross Pharmaceuticals. She was going to expose your father's illegal experiments. He had her killed, and he erased my memory so I couldn't testify. Nathan sank into his chair, head in his hands. I didn't know. Not until 6 months ago. What? I found documents. Old files in my father's study. I started digging. When I saw your name on the class roster, I realized who you were. He looked up at her, anguished. I've been trying to protect you. Trying to keep you from remembering, because once you did, they'd come for you. They already are. Men came to the house. They're hunting me. God. Nathan stood pacing. I knew this would happen. I told my father to stop, to let the past stay buried. But he's terrified you'll remember everything and go public. I already have. I copied the files. Sent them to every major news outlet and the FBI. It's over, Nathan. Your father is finished. Nathan stared at her, emotions warring on his face. Emily, he's my father. He's a murderer. I know. Nathan's voice broke. I know what he is. I've known for months and it's been destroying me. Choosing between family and what's right? What are you going to do? Nathan looked at her for a long moment. Then he pulled out his phone and made a call. This is Dr. Nathan Cross. I need to speak to the FBI task force investigating Cross Pharmaceuticals. I have testimony and evidence against my father, Richard Cross. I'm willing to cooperate fully. Emily's eyes filled with tears. Nathan crossed the room and took her hands. I choose you, he said quietly. I choose the truth. My father deserves to pay for what he did to you and your family. The trial lasted 3 months. Richard Cross faced 32 counts, including murder, conspiracy, illegal human experimentation, and obstruction of justice. Nathan testified against his father. The flash drive evidence was damning. Former employees came forward. Victims' families demanded justice. Richard Cross was convicted on all counts. Life in prison without parole. Cross Pharmaceuticals was dissolved. Assets seized. Emily received a settlement. Not that money could replace her parents, but it was acknowledgement. Vindication. The media called her the memory girl, the child whose forgotten past brought down a corporate empire. Emily stood outside the courthouse on the final day, breathing in freedom. Nathan approached cautiously. They hadn't spoken much during the trial. Too complicated. Too raw. How are you? He asked. Free, Emily said. For the first time in 15 years, I'm free. I'm sorry. For what my father did. For everything you lost. You're not him. Emily turned to face Nathan. You proved that. You chose what was right, even when it cost you everything. Not everything. Nathan's eyes held hers. Some things are worth fighting for. The tension that had always existed between them shifted. No longer forbidden professor and student. No longer separated by secrets and lies. Just two people who'd survived darkness together. What will you do now? Nathan asked. Emily smiled, genuinely smiled, for the first time in months. Finish my degree. Become a psychologist. Help other people whose memories were stolen. That sounds perfect. And maybe... Emily hesitated. Maybe have dinner with a certain professor who's no longer technically my professor. Nathan laughed, the sound warm and real. I'd like that very much. 1 year later, Emily Carter stood at her parents' gravestone, properly marked now with their real names and dates. The lies had been corrected. She placed flowers, her mother's favorite, white roses, and sat on the grass. I remember you now, she said softly. I remember everything. Mom, you were brave. You tried to stop him. You wanted to protect me. The wind rustled through the trees. I finished what you started. Cross Pharmaceuticals is gone. Richard Cross is in prison. Justice came. It took 15 years, but it came. She touched the gravestone gently. I'm okay now. I'm strong. I found someone who helped me, Nathan. Ironic, right? The son of your killer became the person who stood with me. Life is strange that way. Emily stood, wiping her eyes. I'm not the scared little girl anymore, the one they tried to erase. I'm Emily Carter, your daughter. And I remember everything. As she walked away, her phone buzzed. A text from Nathan. Dinner tonight, my place. I'll cook. Emily smiled and typed back, perfect. See you at 7. The past had tried to destroy her, tried to erase her, but Emily had fought back. Remembered. Survived. And now, finally, she was ready to live. The girl who forgot became the woman who remembered everything. And that made all the difference.